It's about to go live. And you all are going to. Because what I'm seeing is that we think I'm live and I'm not live. I mean, this part is still showing. The picture is still showing, even though huh? Oh. Great day, great day, great day. Awaken Spiritual Community. We are in the building. How are you? Come on, I need to hear you out there. Give me some good love and vibration on this. Yes, I love it. On this beautiful rainy Sunday. So for those of you online, welcome to Awaken Spiritual Community. Like, tag, share, come on into the room. And I love this when they said, you know, for all of us, put your phones on vibrate or do not disturb. And those of you online, I like this. Make this a sacred moment for yourself as well. Put your phone on do not disturb or close a door or something. Just give yourself this treat. And so glad to see your faces in the building. And now we're going to start with our favorite song. We're going to take a deep breath first. Bring ourselves present into the moment. I have to remind myself of that from time to time. Just, and so grateful to be here. And so now as we get this music going and be in celebration of this brand new baby week, brand new month. Can you believe it's June? Happy Pride. Okay. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible, and I feel the intangible, and I see the invisible. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible, and I see the intangible, and I feel the invisible. I got those confused. The sky is the limit to what I can have. Speak to yourself. You better know it. The sky is the limit to what I can have. Thank you, Spirit. The sky is the limit to what I can have. It's all available. Just believe and receive it. God will perform it today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just believe and receive it. God will perform it today. Thank you, Spirit. I'm looking for a miracle. Are you looking for one? I expect the impossible, and I feel the intangible, and I see the invisible. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible, and I feel the intangible, and I see the invisible. Yes, the sky is the limit to what I can have. Yes, the sky is the limit to what I can have. Thank you, Spirit. The sky is the limit to what I can have. Thank you. Just believe and receive it. God will perform it today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just believe and receive it. God will perform it today. That means it starts with you. Ha! I expect a miracle every day. God will make a way out of no way. I expect a miracle every day. God will make a way out of no way. I expect a miracle every day. God will make a way out of no way. Just believe and receive it. God will perform it today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just believe and receive it. God will perform it today. Thank you. You need to know this for yourself. I know we say it every Sunday, but hopefully you're walking this out throughout the week. All right, and so now we're going to do our vision and mission statements. And again, we don't take this lightly. We want you to sit and embody these words, and while you're speaking them, just see how can you show up in this vision and mission, okay? Not just us saying the words, but how can we beat the feet and hands and mouth of God? All right, so we are a global community that recognizes, honors, and nurtures the dignity and uniqueness of all people and the oneness of creation. And our mission here is that we connect through the energy of loving kindness, spiritual practice, and sacred service. And I have to stop and acknowledge Rowan Moe in the building. I'm so excited to see you all. They're my Duolingo buddies, too. Oh, my goodness. It's so great to see you all. Thank you for giving us your lovely energy. And now, Sherry, you're going to do, Reverend Christy. Y'all want some announcements? Okay. Hold on. Hold, please. Reverend Ned has the list. So first and foremost, can we get to, I was going to say, we're going to congratulate Brandon. Let's give up some energy. Brandon, congratulations on your home purchase. And Reverend Christy's coming up.
All right, so how many people here have had to move something and Brandon has helped you? Me and Zarina for sure. So let me see that. Let me see one of those pictures, Zarina. There he is. That's all my stuff in my Charlotte storage. I have another storage as well. Yeah?
He's helped Awaken move several times.
Several times. Yeah. And then we got the one at the end where I was almost in tears, and he's like, I got you, we're good. Where's that other picture at? There we go. Moving out of the Charlotte house. That's my buddy right there. So I personally want to repay his kindness. So I'm throwing him a housewarming. Anybody that wants to help me throw the housewarming, let me know. We're going to get some snacks and all the things together to do this for Brandon. And it's next Sunday from 12 to 3. He lives in Salisbury. That's the address is on the our Awaken community. There's a...
Yes.
I didn't get you that. Sorry about that.
No, it's in the Awaken community.
Didn't get you that slide. I'm so sorry. I thought I did with Brandon's cute little picture on it and everything. Dang. All right. Anyway, I made this cute little flyer. It's got Brandon sitting on a red couch. I'll just explain it to you. And his home is in Salisbury. I have the address. I posted the flyer in our Awaken community group. So you can get the address there. You can get it from me. You can text that number. You can call that number. And we will make sure that you're there. I'd love to know who's coming. So please let me know if you can make it. We are going to celebrate with Brandon next Sunday before service. Thank you. And thank you, Brandon, for being always willing to serve and to help. We really appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you, Brandon. And I guess this will be my moment to share my little announcement. I would love to be there, but I'm going to be experiencing a 10-day silent meditation retreat. So I'll be I'm excited. I'm going to be going deep. So that's the only reason why I won't be in the building. But just know you all are in my thoughts and prayers and meditations while I'm away. So there'll be 2 Sundays that I won't be here. So, yeah. So now. Yeah. Come on. Who's on platform? Kami? She said, say it out loud. So now we're going to talk about volunteer opportunities. If I'm looking at you, don't take it personally. So we're always in need of greeters. We have our AV team, our tech booth. Let's give it up for them. Thank you so much for making sure you all get this done, and it's streaming online out in the ethers. And we have our fabulous new youth program that we need to make a commitment that we're sharing this beautiful community with our youth. And thank you, Megan and Jasmine, for hitting this up for us. So please, if you would like to participate at any point, please see Megan or Sherry or Terry Ann and let them know. Or just give suggestions like Wilma did today. She came up with a great idea of a flower ministry. So we're always open for suggestions, opportunities for us to be out here in the community showing our love and light. And it's the little things that are big things. So thank you again. And now, since we were finishing up May and now we're standing flat-footed in June, we're going to share with our beloved community. As we begin the month of June, we want to convey where we are financially, and we are always in deep appreciation for the abundant love and support already shown that has enabled us to pay our rent on time. So please join us in holding sacred expectation for a prosperous addition of only $3,500 to meet our expenses between now and June 15th. We know it's available to us, right? Yes, the equivalent or something greater, absolutely. So we invite you to take a quiet moment with Spirit and ask, what is mine to do? And not out of duty, but from the place of inner guidance that always knows the way. And may we each listen deeply and act from love. I love that. Thank you. So, they said you have not because you ask not. We need you. We need you. So, okay. And what's next? Reverend Christy. Oh, yes. And if you're ever in need of prayer support, we have an awesome prayer ministry here. We have practitioners on duty every Sunday. This Sunday is Reverend Ned. You all heard an amazing talk from him last week. Reverend Ned is available this Sunday to meet with you after service if you're in need of prayer. And then throughout the week, if you're in need of prayer, you can email us at prayer@awakeningcarolina.org, or you can call or text us at 980-292-4433. And we will be available to assist you with treatment and affirmative prayer.
And we are about to turn and say good afternoon to our neighbor, but I'm so happy to see Ro and Mo here. And Rosa, don't make a big fuss. I'm about to make a big fuss. I've been grieving. I've been grieving for a few months now since I learned the news that they were moving, and I'm excited. You know, I wrote a song about change is good because I was trying to convince myself it's true. But just know that I love you two so deeply, and I'm going to miss you. And thank you for coming to let us hug you before you head out to Vegas. All right.
And I'm coming to Vegas.
That's right. So turn and say good morning to your neighbor. Good afternoon to your neighbor, and go hug Ro and Mo. You are welcome here. Just the way you are. You are wanted here. So open up your heart. Lay all your fears and all your doubts aside. Let go of all the hurt you hold inside. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Can you feel the love of all who've gathered round? Can you feel it? Woo! You are worthy of this gift of love right now. You are welcome here. just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Well, who'd have known that you could be so loved? And who'd have known that who you are is enough? Well, we knew, now you know. Yes, we knew, now you know. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. You are welcome here, just the way you are. Online community, that means you too. We love you. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Yeah.
Great day, everyone. Today, the Science of Mind reading for Sunday, June 1st. I see your true colors. Give a kid a box of crayons and watch him color the world happy. Tell him where to fill which color and watch him dislike everything colorful. That's from Nitya Prakash. And so we suffer, not because suffering is imposed on us, but because we are ignorant of our true nature. Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind. I think Holmes would agree that there are times when people impose suffering, abuse, and trauma on others. Simply avoiding being a cause of anyone's suffering is not enough. We need to help them heal it. For years, as a result of the many traumas I experienced from as far back as I can remember, I hated myself and nearly everything about my life. I suffered daily from the intrusive thoughts of suicide ideas until one day it dawned on me that I had become the tormentor and bringer of suffering. I had adopted the belief that if I did it to myself first, others couldn't do it to me. That shifted one day when I was hired to interpret an event where vocalists would be singing True Colors. While on stage interpreting the line, "So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow." I had a life-changing breakthrough. It started when I saw various people, including the deaf audience members, brought to tears. I felt myself holding back. Why was I about to cry? It dawned on me at that moment I was using the tools of my abusers and bullies against myself. I had been conditioned to stifle my own true colors, to refuse them the freedom to be seen by anyone, especially myself. As individualizations of spirit, we are beautiful, colorful beings meant to thrive. Today, we recognize this truth, as we inspire others to do as well. The affirmation for today, we can say it together. I acknowledge and celebrate my true colors. As I share them with the world, they heal and inspire others to do the same until the collective consciousness is colorfully whole. So, Pride Month in 2025, like every year, will be celebrated in this month of June. It's a month dedicated to recognizing and celebrating the LGBTQ plus community, commemorating the Stonewall riots and the ongoing fight for equality. Pride Month has its roots in the Stonewall Uprising, which occurred in New York City in June 1969. The uprising was a turning point in the LGBTQ plus rights movement, sparked by a series of protests against police harassment and discrimination. The following year, the first Pride marches were organized to commemorate the anniversary of the uprising. Over the years, Pride Month has expanded to encompass a wide range of activities, including art exhibitions, panel discussions, film screenings, and concerts. Pride Month also serves as a reminder to fight for LGBTQ plus rights. It's ongoing. It encourages individuals and communities to advocate for legal protection against discrimination, work towards inclusive policies and legislation, and challenge societal prejudices that continue to marginalize LGBTQ plus individuals. Thank you.
It is a mouthful. So, and so about that, just one little note about that. I had somebody tell me once. I told a straight man, friend of mine, one time, "Hey, I'm singing at this Pride. You should come." And he was like, "I mean, that's your thing, right?" And I said, "Well, I mean, I'd love it to be your thing too." In 1996, I performed for the first Pride that Winston-Salem ever had, and we had over 5,000 people show up. Some people think it was closer to 10,000. It was amazing. But there were 12,000, at least, conservative, Christian, anti-gay protesters who were very loud and nasty and in our faces. And the pushback was so harsh that they didn't have another Pride for 15 years. So to our allies, come to Pride. It's a good time. There's good music, there's good fun, and I can't really, it brings tears to my eyes, let's put it that way. It makes me emotional to try and convey what it means to me as a lesbian to see a straight ally there. It's just, it's pretty awesome. So we have lots coming up. Yours truly will be at Winston-Salem Pride on June 14th, and then in Huntersville Pride, but don't come to that one because you need to come service at the same time. It's conflict of interest. Never mind, forget that one. But or come early. All right, y'all, let's take a moment and just move into this absolute sweet space of surrender. Oh, hello, this is Reverend Dr. Renee Laboa. The Reverend Dr. Renee Laboa, I love saying that, the Reverend Doctor, the right Reverend Doctor. So, yeah, anytime she's here, I'm always like, "You want to sing? You want to pray?" And she was like, "You want me to?" I said, "Always." She said, "Do I come up now?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "What we doing?" I said, "I don't know, let's see." So how about I sing and you sing, we'll sing together, and then I'll sit over there and you say some things and we'll see what Spirit says. Figure it out. All right, let's go. But all y'all have to do is just relax and release and allow. I surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. If you know it, please sing along. Surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. Softly to yourself like a prayer. I surrender into that power and presence. I I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. So right here and right now, knowing that we surrender into a power and presence that is everywhere present, not outside of ourselves to some far-off deity judging our every move. We surrender into and we awaken to that divine truth moving through us, expressing as us. So in this moment of awakening, this present moment awareness, I trust and I know that I am forever and always held in the arms of Spirit. And I surrender into this presence. I go deep in my truth and trust. And I say, lead me, love. I know that I don't have to know how. I just surrender it all into divine intelligence. And I trust. I surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms. I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love. And resting in this space of awareness, I claim for myself and for this beloved, beautiful community a willingness to be carried and held in those arms of love. And so I invite you to cast into this circle of consciousness anything we want to release, anything that it's time to let go of in your heart, and just surrender it. Maybe it's a grievance, maybe it's a fear, maybe it's taking the next step. And so I invite you to just be in this space of surrender and allow anything that comes up to just be released.
If you're comfortable, let yourself just settle into your seat. Take in a deep, intentional, cleansing breath. Release it, knowing that you are clearing all that no longer serves you through this breath of life. That place within you that knows who you are authentically, perfectly. As as you surrender into that vast, open, receptive vessel of mind, of space, you remember who we are. We are one as that infinite intelligence back of all life, the ever expanding, ever changing, ever growing consciousness, universal consciousness that is perfect in all ways, always. And if we are connected to this one source, how can anything less than this truth be possible? That we too are made perfectly. Breathe into that idea. I am made perfectly. I am made perfectly. I can allow myself to be seen authentically, clearly. I can allow myself to let down the walls that have kept me from being fully expressed in my life. There is only now. Yesterday ended. Tomorrow is yet to be. There is only this moment. Breathe into this moment. Feel the air moving around you. Feel the energy of the person beside you, in front of you, behind you. This is the moment. This is this moment, this sacred breath. That's all there is. There is no wasting of this time. It is sacred. It is divine. The ground that you stand on is sacred. Every thought you have is sacred. Every breath you take is sacred. Every word you speak is sacred. You are sacred. You are sacred. Say to yourself, I am sacred. I am sacred. I was made this way. I have always been sacred. And I am on a mission from spirit to spread this effervescent joy that is my light, that is my knowing. I am sacred. I am sacred. Breathe that in. And allow yourself to embody it to the core of your being. I am sacred.
I am sacred. I am sacred. I am sacred. Say it with me. I am sacred. And let's take that sacredness from a tiny little secret we hold in our heart and say, I am bold. And as we turn the lights up, we turn the light up within us and we say, I am divinely audacious. Now that's sacred. That's sacred. I am divinely audacious. Ooh, I love that. I got that from the Unity calendar. They give away these calendars at Unity Village, and the month of June, that's the affirmation on the calendar. It has, and I thought it was interesting. It had a mama deer and a baby deer. You know, you would think you'd see a lion or something, right? With you say, I'm boldly audacious. I'm divinely audacious. But it said, I am bold and confident. I am divinely audacious. And I sat with that, and I stared at that picture for a minute. And how the words with the picture of the gentle doe, right? I'm bold and confident, but you got a picture of a mama deer and a baby deer, but think about it. They are bold and confident just to exist. And they fly through the woods, and they fly over fences, and then they just rest. We were at the Camp Out Women's Festival last weekend, and there's all this noise, and people playing in the lake, and we were all there and cutting up and laughing and carrying on. And of course, my wife had to go explore and forage in the woods behind us. And she goes, y'all, come here. There was a baby deer as close as from me to Roe, just laying nestled in the woods right there. So we can be both calm and peaceful and bold and confident. We can be divinely audacious. I love that word audacious, and I love playing with words. Think about that one for a second. Audacious, bold, and willing to take risk, right? But some people, it's also used sometimes to mean rude and how dare you? Who do you think you are, right? The same word. It's what we do with it. I loved the reading for today. Thank you, Sherry, for that. And so much of my life, I was like tiptoeing to the edge of too much. Right? Am I being too much? And even when I came into ministry, I had a friend come and fill in for me in my absence. And an amazing person, amazing musician, speaker, heart. And the first person that gave me feedback in my church was, well, he was a little too gay, if you know what I mean. And I said, no. Not sure I know what that means. Are you just a little too blonde? Or are you just a little too brunette? Or are you just a little too right-handed or a little too left-handed? But think about it, whether you're in the LGBTQ community or not, we all have that part of us that wants to hold something back. I don't know if I'm going to be that much. Am I going to be that much? You know, I had my little dress shirt. I was ready to put my little dress shirt on, and Renee goes, I love what you're wearing today. And I was like, my shirt's over there. I haven't not dressed yet. What you talking about? She goes, yeah, you are. That's great. I'm like, well, it kind of goes with the divinely audacious. Love the skin you're in. Can we really fully love the skin we're in? Who we are and how we are and what we're here to be and do and have in this world? That's the question. So many times that people come to me with that. You know, how do I have this, that, or the other thing? That's usually how it starts, right? And I say, people who have done coaching with me or taken class with me, probably I could prompt you enough you would fill in the blanks on this, but I'll go ahead and tell you what I usually say is you treat for clarity and you treat for courage. Treat for clarity for what am I supposed to do next, and you treat for courage to then take the action. Treat for clarity and you treat for courage. See, clarity is the easy part. We think that's hard. We spend so much time, I just don't know what to do, I just don't know what to do, I just don't know what to do. Lord have mercy, do we bore ourselves or what? Yes, we do. And if you don't think you know what to do, shush. Shh. Stop talking. Ask one thing. I'm open. Don't even ask. Just say, I'm open, Spirit, to clarity. And then shh. And when you get that clarity, because you will, that's the easy part. The hard part is acting on it. The hard part is sometimes, until you build up the faith of the yes steps, until you build up the faith of the, okay, I feel pulled to do this, so I'm going to do it. I hope that bridge appears, right? Until you build up the faith in taking those yes steps over and over and over, The courage part can be very, very hard, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, and I'm telling you, it's actually harder to not take those steps. Because if you feel pulled to something and you dig your heels in and fight the entire universe, you're going to get beat up. If you don't allow yourself to be pulled, allow yourself to be pulled forward, then you're going to be dragged. You hear me? You're going to be dragged. It reminds me of that woman, that teenager that was the professional surfer, and she got her arm bit off by the shark. Do y'all know that movie? Great movie. Amazingly inspiring young lady. And she said, I will not stop. I will continue to be a surfer. And so she went out and she learned how to be a one-armed surfer, okay, and still to be a world-class contender. But in the beginning, she was trying to do it the way she always did it. And she was going at the waves like a normal surfer would go at the waves and paddle over it, right? Well, she couldn't because she only had one arm. And it kept beating her up and taking her back to the break and beating her up and taking her back to the break because she wasn't allowing herself to be pulled in a new way. And so finally, she was like, okay, I can't do it the way I always did it. I have to do something new. So she dove into the wave and popped up on the other side. Wow, right? Isn't that beautiful? It's scary to do what Ro and Mo are doing. It is. I know it. And I love y'all. And I'm holding you in light, and I'm knowing the highest and the best. Picking up everything and moving across the country is a big deal. And it takes courage. It takes that clarity, and it takes that courage to act. So we are with you in spirit, and we love you very much, and thank you for letting us love you up today. That's my Gemini twin right there. We share a birthday, me and Rochelle. So, audacity, living from that divine, audacious place, treating for clarity and courage. You know, Rumi said, there's the voice that doesn't use words. Listen. There's a voice that doesn't use words. Listen. We're not confused. We are confident. We are bold to the degree that we take those steps when we're pulled and we don't push back against the universe. So are you ready to release the life you've planned, to live the life that's meant for you? You know that's a paraphrase, right? That's the way most people quote Joseph Campbell. And he actually said it a little differently, but that's the first way I heard it, was from Bishop Carlton Pearson at a Center for Spiritual Living gathering in February of 2008. He literally took a boatload of dynamite and blew up my life with that with that phrase. Oh, and with the fact that a Metacostal, as he used to call himself, because he was from the Pentecostal world, and then he met these Science of Mind folks, and all of a sudden things started to get changed for him. And well, it's changed before that, but anyway, then he met us, and I've never seen a room full of Science of Mind ministers. I kid you not, doing this. And Jack Fowler, whose both parents were both Pentecostal preachers, and he was raised in that his whole life. He looked at me, and I looked at him. I said, I know. He said, I never thought I'd see the day. And they were feeling the spirit, y'all. See, it's a science of mind and heart, Dr. Ernest Holmes says. But we forget the heart sometimes. We want to stay up here because it's tidy. It's tidy. We're going to explain everything. We're going to plan everything. We're going to know everything. We're going to have a plan. We're going to stay with the plan. This is not a plan. What you doing? Get back on the plan, right? But it's the science of mind and heart, and that heart is what pulls us forward. So here he is, Bishop Carlton Pearson. He's up there in front of hundreds of ministers and some lay folks too, but mostly ministers, not kidding, waving in the hand, feeling the spirit. I had a literal come apart. Y'all know that phrase? That's what we use that phrase. And I had a come apart. I took to the bed. I turned to Jack and I said, tell him I can't do what I'm supposed to do tonight, because I was supposed to be leading the after party, right? The music, little cabaret we have where everybody come unwind, you entertain all the ministers for a couple hours. I said, I'm having a breakdown. I got to go. And he's like, you can't. Bye. I literally was so moved because of that one, his energy and his singing and what's that song? What's that song? All the Pentecostal churches, they break into that. Everything's changed. How's it go? Anyway, song about change, and he's up there singing it, and then he says that Joseph Campbell quote, and I thought, oh my God. And I was talking to Reverend Renee on the way here, and I said, by the way, I'm going to tell the story today. You okay with that? She goes, well, yeah, it's not like it's a secret. So we were in a relationship for 7 years, had a commitment ceremony, as a matter of fact, right outside this door, and in that moment, when he said, are you prepared? And we co-pastored a church together. And in that moment, when he said, are you willing to release the life you plan to live, the life you're meant to live, I thought, holy moly. Yeah, I'm sure that's what I said. And I went back to the room, and I journaled, and I journaled, and I journaled, and I prayed, and I cried, and I prayed, and I cried. You see, because I created a class called Living Your Essential Self before I created the class Living in Solution that y'all have heard about. And living from your essential self leaves no room for not living your authentic calling of spirit. It leaves no room. It will call you to the mat, and it will say, are you doing this? And I was teaching that year after year to student after student after student after student. As a matter of fact, we were teaching it in that moment together to about, I don't know, like 30 or 40 people. It's a huge class. And here I was having the awareness that the face of our relationship was changing, had changed, and I had to give a word to it. And I said, this is not good. I'm about to blow up my life. And Jack says, oh yeah, you are. You're about to do that. I was like, thanks a lot. I needed a little comfort or something. He goes, oh no, it's going to blow up. It's going to blow, but it's going to be okay. She is still one of my best friends in the whole world. I introduced her to her wife, who is also a dear friend. She adores my wife, calls her Tink, because she fits in her lap like Tinkerbell. But in that moment, it felt like my whole world had blown up, and I was blowing up the people around me that loved me. But I knew beyond a shadow of any doubt that Spirit was calling me to do something I couldn't even explain. And so I did. And so I was thinking about that this morning. I was thinking, it's kind of like being a trapeze. I've never done this, but I imagine it's like being, spiritual life is like being a trapeze artist, You got to hold the one thing, and then you let go to reach for the next thing, and you're just hoping you're trusting, really. You're trusting your gift, your talent, your own ability. You're trusting your team. You're trusting that which carries us to the next thing. But you got to what? Let go. And then what? But you can't just let go, because then you're going to fall. You got to reach. You got to let go. You got to reach. You got to move outside your comfort zone. Oh, Lord have mercy. And so I started thinking about all the times that I have trusted and reached and let go and stepped outside my comfort zone. And what else? Oh, giving myself permission to fly, to soar, to reach for something. So I just, decided I'd just go through my mental Rolodex here, and I was like, oh, well, it's kind of what I did right out of college. I was touring alone in the South. I would get people, I got all kinds of things. I had a lot of love, too, and had a lot of great memories, but I also had, as in a drive-through of a fast food, had somebody throw, hamburgers with ketchup all over them, which was alarming because of the thud and the red, right? It felt like it was obvious that they were trying to scare me, and it worked. Maybe I had that happen maybe later. But I had all kinds of things happen. Here I'm touring in the South, but I was moving because I felt pulled to do that. It didn't make any sense. I didn't have a plan. I had a calling. I didn't have a plan. I had a calling. You ever feel that? You don't have a plan, but you have a calling. Guess what? You don't have to have a plan. You don't have to have a knowing of the how. You just have to follow the calling. And then Carlton, obviously. But let's look back some other times that I didn't have a plan, but I did have the faith and the clarity of the calling. 1989, decided to not wait on a record deal. Back then, in 1989, you did not just travel around and play music. You waited, and you sent your little press kits to Nashville or L.A. or New York, and you hoped for the best. People didn't just to say, I'm a drummer making a living being a drummer. I'm a guitarist making a living. Unless you were like Eddie Watkins Jr. and you were playing with the Supremes in the recording studio, then you did it, right? But there was no in between. And I remember sitting there with my guitar saying, I'm not waiting. I'm going to record a CD. Y'all, the ways I tried to make money to pay for that, it wasn't a CD, it was a tape. But anyway, so, it was embarrassing. And finally one of my friends came up and she goes, girl, I got you. You pay me back. Just stop. It was the donut sales. No, just stop. I'm like, what? I'm doing this. So out of my comfort zone, but knowing I had a pull, I had a calling. 1998, I did a corporate for like a second. And then I was like, I have to do music full time again. I have to. I said, in 2 years, I'll have enough money saved up. I can go do that. That's my plan. 2 weeks later, I could not ignore the yelling of spirit in my ear to get out. And I left the job. And I followed the calling. 2005, applied for a position as a minister, and I was not a minister. I'd had 2 classes. Two classes. The Power of Decision, good class, and Stratton Smith's 4T Prosperity Program. That was it in their entirety. And then I finished up some others, and whatever along the way. But I was called to be a minister, but I wasn't a minister yet. But I knew it was a calling. I could not ignore it. I knew it was a calling, and I could not ignore it, and so I didn't. And the Right Reverend Doctor and I threw our hats in the ring to be co-pastors of the Carolina, what were we called back then? The Charlotte Church of Religious Science, also known as the Center for Positive Living. And talk about on-the-job training. But I did that. So all of these times, looking back, ooh, that rain, it sounds good. It's a little bit much. No, I just let it wash over you. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So trusting yourself, trusting spirit, trusting your ability, trusting your team, the people around you, moving out of your comfort zone, stepping out of your comfort zone, letting go and reaching. Y'all, I wanted to tell you about all the times that I've done this before because I'm feeling called to do it again. I love you very, very much. And last night I tendered my resignation to our board. And June 29th will be my last day as the pastor of Awaken Spiritual Community. And I'm still a teacher. I'm still teaching and coaching and singing and speaking, and y'all are my family. I mean that. When we were at this festival, I talked to a friend of mine, and she said, "Where's your baby?" I said, "Do you know where my baby's at?" And she said, looked at me like, "You don't?" And I'm like, "No, you know where my child's at?" And I was just playing with her a little bit, right? And she said, What? And I said, I don't either. And she's looking like, "Why are you messing with me?" I said, "But you know what I do know? My people have her." Because I left her with my guitar player, who's my dear friend. And then if she had to go to the bathroom, she was going to leave her with Wendy, who's my dear friend. And if she had to go somewhere, then she was going to leave her. You see what I'm saying? They're my village, and y'all are my village. Y'all are my people. And I love you so much. I had no idea what being a mom was going to do. Everybody said, when you have a baby, your whole life's going to change. I'm like, no, it won't. When you move to the country, you're going to quit. No, I won't. I'm going to drive an hour and 15 minutes every Sunday. Watch me. And I do, and actually I like it. And I make bread every Sunday. I love that too. I'm going to have to give y'all some starters so you can make bread when I'm not here. So I'm just saying, because I'm still going to be part of y'all, okay? But I am going to step back after June 29th for just a little bit and let the new get established. We'll tell you more about that in a minute. But I want to say thank you for being my people, my village, my chosen family. I love the family that I was born into, and then I went out and I chose some more. And they're sitting in this room. Some of y'all I just added. Some of y'all I've had for a very long time. And I love you. And I'm not going out of your life. I'm not going out of your life. But what I know is my wife is killing it as a real estate agent. And she's working every day. And I get the coolest job in the world. I'm a mama. And I get to take care of my baby every day. And that's my priority. So Awaken needs someone that can make it a bigger priority than I can make it and still make Jolie and Celeste my priority. I love you. I'm not leaving your life because I love you very much, and that's a given. And with that, I'll turn it over to the board. So thank you. Thank you.
into our heart spaces. From Reverend Christy to the Awaken Board of Trustees and our beloved community. It is with deep love, gratitude, and reverence for what we have created together that I write to formally resign from my role as founding pastor and spiritual director of Awaken Spiritual Community, effective June 29th, 2025. Since founding this community on January 1st, 2018, I have been honored to walk alongside you in sacred service. These past 7+ years have been among the most meaningful in my life. The lessons, the healing, the laughter, and the connections we've made have created something powerful and lasting. As many of you know, becoming a mother has transformed my life in beautiful and profound ways. My family is my highest priority, and with that clarity, I recognize that the demands of full-time ministry are no longer aligned with the life I am building. This decision comes from a centered, spirit-led, and grateful place. Love is eternal. We are connected now and always, and this is not the end, just the beginning of a new chapter for all of us. With infinite love and gratitude, Reverend Christy Snow. Upon the acceptance of Reverend Christy's resignation, we, the Board of Awaken, voted unanimously to present what we feel is a strong and natural next step forward. Our bylaws allow for leadership to transition to credentialed science of mind ministers or individuals actively pursuing this path of ministry. It is with full confidence that we recommend Shari Hill to serve as lay minister, spiritual director, and board president of Awaken. Her ongoing studies, intuitive leadership, and heart for ministry position her well to guide our community forward with integrity and love. We trust she will continue to grow and lead with vision and care. This decision requires a vote of the membership, which will be held on July 13th following services. If you cannot be in attendance, please see a board member to vote by proxy. I myself have to tell you how much Christy's changed my life, how her encouragement and presence has given me the courage, the initiative to step forward in my life, step out of my comfort zone. And she reminds me that I'm always whole, I'm always perfect the way I am, and that I'm loved by the universe. And for that, I will be forever grateful. And I will miss her so in this position, but I know that I will have her energy and her love always, and she will have mine. Say something?
Like no words.
No words.
Just taking a deep breath. And first want to say I love you, Christy. And thank you so much for seeing me and entrusting me. And if the members agree, I will boldly step into the position and not to replace, but to build upon, stand on your shoulders, and Reverend Claire Middleton and Pastor Will Nichols. And I'm so grateful and honored. And I just love you all. It's been truly an honor to be a part of this community, this family. You all are my family. You all know you're my family. And through the tears and even the rain outside, it's still a sign of cleansing and renewal. And I'm excited, y'all, because there's so much that we have to offer, and no one knows who we are. And so we get to step out boldly and make our footprint here in Charlotte and in the ethers online. And so there's so much work to do. And remember my talk, all boots on the ground, let's go. So I was like, let's grow, let's go. Come, and I'm just excited. So again, it's in your hands. Thank you, Spirit. Success is in your hands. Follow my plan. Don't waver to the left. Don't waver to the right. Success is in your hands. Follow my plan. I've called you for this hour, and I placed in you my power. It's in your hands. Thank you, Spirit. I love you all. Here we grow.
Here we go.
Come on, Serena.
T-shirts that say "Here we grow." I just thought about that. Yes, yes. I think it's again. This is up to the membership. I strongly recommend this pant flap path forward, and it's going to be up to y'all. I do think it's a God thing, though. You already had a 10-day Vipassana retreat, so yeah, all good.
So the 10-day silent meditation retreat came about, I guess, about 10 years ago. I forgot about it, and I put it back in place about 2 months ago, not knowing all this was happening. But one thing was confirmation. When she did approach me with it, Spirit always is preparing you, right? So last year when she needed the sabbatical, Spirit was already like, it's time for you to step up. You got to go to another level in ministry. And I'm like, oh, what is that going to look like? Does that include Awaken? And it did. Reverend Christy showed up, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what that looks like. So then again, a month ago, it's like, okay, it's time for you to go to another level. It's time. I'm like, okay, what is that going to look like? I'm getting ready to do my sabbatical. My sabbatical. Did I say that? I'm stepping away for about 4 weeks. I'm going to get some growth in, and I don't know. But I don't know what it's going to look like. And here come Reverend Christy. So I said, okay, Spirit, confirmation. Here we grow.
Here we grow.
Here we go.
Here we grow.
So.
Here we grow. So, I love y'all. Yeah. All right. Reverend Nick, come on up here. And Reverend Ned remains our Minister of Education and all things science of mind. You have a question, he's got the answer, or he'll figure it out. And also loves to pray. So will you lead us in our closing treatment, please?
Okay. So let's see if I understand this. When she submitted her resignation, you had a choice whether to accept it or not? Just say it. I mean, what if you had said no? I mean, you know.
Borrow that for a second. There you go. What if you had said no? Don't put ideas in their head, Ned.
That's some ideas.
Do I need to show a picture of my daughter? She's awful cute.
Oh, yes, well, okay. Okay. But a little prayer. How's that?
Yes, thank you.
I invite you to know something wonderful with me. I know we live in a world of constant change, and we live in a reality of unchanging principle, a principle of infinite spiritual life, intelligence, beauty, creativity. It is the starting point, the I am that I am, the beginning of all. It is fully present everywhere, and it yearns, it urges it to give itself as itself through each one of us, that we are individualizations of Spirit. At the place where I say, I am, I touch the I am that I am. And I know that my path forward in the eternal journey of awakening to my oneness with infinite spiritual perfection goes on. And I trust Spirit. I trust myself to be open. I declare that I am inspired. I expect to be inspired, and I follow through. My journey is deep. It is powerful. It is beautiful. It transcends time and space and reveals the goodness in every one I meet. Every one of you, there's that perfect, shining light of intelligence, life, beauty, love, goodness, abundance. The wholeness of life reveals itself as me, as you. This is what is. This is all that is. It is the only thing that is Spirit revealing itself through and through us. Awakening to my oneness with infinite spiritual perfection is all I do. It is all I have ever done. It is all I ever will do. And I'm so thankful to know this. I'm so thankful to know all of you. And so it is.
And so our conscious giving affirmation: divine love moving through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the good in my life. I breathe in to gratitude. I breathe into this moment. And I say, thank you, God, for the good in my life. Thank you, God, for the breath of this life. Thank you, God, for the love of my life. I breathe in to gratitude. I breathe in to thank you. Thank you. Knowing for each and every person giving a financial gift this morning, in person and online, as we give, we receive. So in that act of giving, you are opening up to a greater degree of receiving. I know that we can never outgive God, so it comes back to us, pressed down to overflowing every single time. Thank you, God. And so it is. And kids, we all have that inner child. So inner children, children of our youth program, children of our youth that are yet to come and find us. We see you. We hear you. We appreciate you. And we love you just the way you are. You can take it. Oh, and I'm going to be bringing in little mason jars that's going to have a little Sweet Pea Junior in there. Sweet Pea is what I call my sourdough starter. So there's going to be some Sweet Pea Juniors in the refrigerator. The back refrigerator through the door in the kitchen is our refrigerator. So you just go in there every Sunday for this month, and you look and see if there's a Sweet Pea Junior, and if there is, it's yours to take. Because we're going to need some people making bread, y'all. I'm not going to be here every Sunday, so we're going to need some people to take up the torch, take up the cause of the Fresh Bread Fellowship. Join me in our closing song, if you would. I'm being totally serious about that. I will tell you how to do it. And I do have some that just came out of the oven, so join me next door for some bread in just a moment. We let the love wash over us. let it be. We let the peace, we let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy, we let the joy wash over us. We let it be. Like a prayer to our hearts, we say we let the grace, we let the grace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love, we let the love wash over us. We let it be. I love you, I bless you, and I thank you. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Every little thing. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Just that last part so we can eat some bread. Everything I need. God gives me everything I need.